Okay folks, I'm back for a new video. I just finished up cutting the holes, vacuumed everything out, so I'm going to spray some of this stuff out, some of the fiberglass dust. But I've gotten a few questions lately about how I flush the motors, how I spray things out of here, and some people are surprised that I'm, not extremely careful, I guess, would be a good way to describe it. But I mean, let's face it, these are boats. They're designed to get wet. Everything in here is stainless steel, at least 90% of it's stainless steel, so it's not going to rust. And if you take care of it by spraying some non-corrosive stuff on some of these things, even in the engine compartment, it's okay. I mean, think about it, when all the water, rain, or when you're out in the ocean, people getting in and out of the boat, all that water drips down to the bottom and runs out the back end, down through the engine compartment. If nobody's really paid that much attention, you can see right down in there, there's your bilge pump. Let me see, that right down there, that little red thing. So all the water comes down. See, I've even got some shit down in mine. But all the water comes through here. Now, think about it. Water evaporates when it dries, and if it's salt water, there's going to be salt residue. Wherever that salt was, it's going to leave a trail of salt. Well, if it's wet inside your engine compartment, and it gets hot in there, like when you're running the motors, or even when it's in storage, that water's going to evaporate, and you're going to get salt particles, salt dust and shit all over the place. So it does need to be rinsed off periodically. Not only that, but your bilge pump needs to be flushed out too, and that's where this salt terminator goes. It comes into play. You run it down through there so your bilge pump can pump that shit out and clean your bilge out, so it doesn't get any deposits and shit like that. So here I am. I'm going to show you, and I think I've showed everybody in an earlier video, but I'm going to do it again. What I use to get the salt terminator through the engines. All right. This is a Chapman garden feeder. That's all it is, man. You throw your fertilizer in there and you hook it up to your hose and it fertilizes your grass. So what I did, I cut off, you can see, I follow that hose. I cut off about 6 feet of my old hose, and then I just did my own clamps on there. So that way I can use this separately, and you can see it on the other end. There it is. It's got my own little clamp, and it goes right into there to flush out. And that's it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start this thing up. Oh shit, my batteries are off. Hang on a second. Okay, always remember, engines first, then the water. Oh, I hate that noise. Engines first, then the water. And it's the opposite. When you shut them off. Shut off the engine, or shut the water off, and then shut off the motors. Bam. That's it. I'm now flushing out my shit. Right there. And it's really as easy as that, guys. I mean, it seriously is. Sometimes you're going to get water. See, there it is. But not every time. Once the motor starts to heat up a little bit, you're not going to see water coming out there. It's all going to be going out the bottom. Something to do with pressure and shit, I don't know. But just because it doesn't go out there on the side, doesn't mean there's anything wrong. Because it's all still cycling through, coming out the bottom. It's fine, no big deal. It's not until you actually start to overheat when you got a problem. Now, I will tell you one thing about these feeders. You can see it. It's leaking. I just made my own brand new gasket this morning out of cork and rubber from the auto parts store. These things suck. They just leak really bad. But it's great. They work great other than leaking. So that's how I flush out my motors, everybody. I let it run 7, 8, 10 minutes on each side. However long. Go ahead and shut this off. Shut off my water. Push out the rest of it. And that's it. Done. Now, I'm going to shut this off real quick and switch out my nozzle with a spray hose, and I'll show you what else I do. Okay, I'm back. Now, let's not overthink this, guys, okay? Like I said in the beginning, they're designed to get wet, so it's okay to get wet. Now, with me, I'll come through here and I'll spray shit. I don't care. I don't keep anything real important in there because that's not waterproof. Guess what? Dashboard, it's all waterproof. You can spray all that shit. It don't matter. Okay? It's not going to kill nothing. Alright? Spray everything down. It's all going to drain. It's going to dry. All that shit. Back here. But look. I got shit on my motors. It's okay to spray that shit off. Now the only caution I would give you is don't spray it directly into those friggin', you know, your control panels, but they're waterproof. I mean, it's okay. They're meant to get wet, you know, and stay away from your air cleaners. But, you know, you need to get in here and you need to clean this whole compartment out because there's going to be stuff in there. Up there on the sides, let it run down. You know, up in there. It really is not going to hurt anything. Now, I would caution you to not spray this immediately after getting off the water when the engines are super hot. That's just common sense. But listen, it's absolutely okay to spray these motors down. You should do it. It's not going to hurt anything as long as you keep your spray on here, you know, your anti-corrosive stuff, silicone, whatever you want to use. Yamaha uses some funky white shit. I can't remember what it is. You can kind of see it, so I can zoom in on the throttle body over there. See, it's coated in some white shit. I'm actually going to go try to find out what they use. I'm going to go buy it myself and start using that. But yeah, guys, it's all right, man. Just spray the hell out of this stuff. You can spray inside of these if you really want to. I mean, there's drainage. You can see there's drainage in here. Those little divots in there. That's what all that's about. That's what it's for. So, yeah, there you go, guys. That's just a quick, short, and to the point little video there. But yeah, man, don't sweat the water. Trust me. You know, you don't have to if you don't want to. That's fine. It's everybody's prerogative. But don't be afraid to if you think that it needs it. I mean, you should do some wiping off, and you know what you could do even is take this, like my spray nozzle for my hose, and replace it with that thing to flush the motors out, and then you can spray the inside with this thing full of salt Terminator. You know, that's normally what I do, but just for the sake of this video, I just kind of did it this way. It was just as fast, but normally that's what I do. I hook the garden hose nozzle up, replace it with this here, and then I spray the whole inside with salt Terminator to include the engines and the engine compartment and everywhere in here, because we get up and down in the boat when we're out there, so there's salt water everywhere up and down this thing. So I totally saturate these carpets, and then I just kind of roll them out a little bit, and then I let the sun dry before I put the cover on, let the sun dry them out. And that's it, man. Case closed. It really is that easy. I've always said rule number one is don't sweat the small stuff. This stuff really isn't as hard as what some people make it out to be. Granted, it's, you know, yeah, they're expensive boats and nobody wants to screw them up, but this is really not something you're going to do that's going to really screw it up. It'll be okay. Just use your shower setting on your nozzle or a mist or whatever it is. You'll be golden, man. So I hope that answers a couple of you guys' questions. If not, drop me a line, man. Yeah, and anybody wants some anchors, I'll put the link down in the description there. Go get a pretty good deal on some awesome anchors. Yeah, a Mantis anchor. So, alright guys, hope that helps somebody out. So have a great one.